Is Samsung finally back on track with its One UI 7 update, or is it just making another round of promises it won't keep? After keeping users waiting for almost 6 months to release the Android 15 base One UI 7 update, and then messing it up for the Galaxy S24 series, the Z Fold 6, and the Z Flip 6, Samsung is now back with a new rollout schedule. And while it sounds promising on paper, a lot of users are not buying into the hype this time. So here's what the revised update plan looks like. In April 2025, Samsung says the Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, S24 Ultra, Z Flip 6, and Z Fold 6 will get the update again. These devices were supposed to be among the first to receive One UI 7, but delays and bugs slowed everything down. Now, Samsung is restarting the rollout, hoping to get it right this time. Then, in May, things get packed. The list includes the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, Tab S10 Ultra, Z Flip 5, Z Fold 5, Galaxy S23 series, S24 FE, Z Flip 4, Z Fold 4, the Tab S9 lineup, and even the Galaxy Z Flip 3 and Fold 3. It doesn't stop there. The Galaxy S21 lineup, S23 FE, Tab S8 series, and Galaxy S22 devices are also lined up for updates. Moving into June, Samsung plans to update a huge list of mid-range devices, and we mean huge. We're talking about the Galaxy A16 5G, A35 5G, A55 5G, F16 5G, M16 5G, M35 5G, and many more. The Galaxy A05s, a 15 5G, a 25 5G, F55 5G, M55s 5G. It just keeps going. Over 3 dozen models are supposed to get the update by the end of June. And finally, in July, the Galaxy Tab 9 is expected to get its turn. Now, let's be honest. After so many delays, does this schedule sound realistic? Not really. If this all sounds familiar, that's because Samsung tried something like this before. Back when One UI 7 first launched in South Korea, the plan was to update many of these same devices by March or April. But clearly, things didn't go as planned. Now, most of those updates have quietly been pushed back, especially for the Galaxy Z Fold 5, Z Flip 5, and S23 series, which are now expected to get the update in May. To be fair, Samsung might have had different timelines for different countries, but the size of the delays we're seeing now suggests this isn't just about regional plans. It looks more like the entire process is still behind schedule. And it's not just the high-end phones feeling the impact. Devices like the Galaxy A34, A35, and A16 were all expected to get One UI 7 in May, but they've been pushed to June. The Galaxy Tab 9, another mid-range product, now looks like it'll be updated in July instead of June. Interestingly, Samsung seems determined not to shift the update windows for the Galaxy S22, S21, and the Tab S8 series, but it's still hard to believe all these updates can really happen in May without more issues. Is Samsung's customization tool breaking after the One UI 7 update? If you're using Clock Face from Good Lock and notice your always on display clock looking a little tilted, you're not alone. This bug popped up after the One UI 7 update, and now Samsung has officially confirmed that a fix is on the way. Clock Face is part of Samsung's Good Lock app, which recently became available globally. It's one of the tools that lets users customize the clock on their lock screen and always on display. But after updating to One UI 7, users started spotting some weird behavior, especially when using specific clock styles. The clock just looked off, tilted in a strange way that clearly wasn't part of the design. It's not just Clock Face though. Another Good Lock module, QuickStar, also had a bug after the update. In that case, some users who upgraded from One UI 6 to One UI 7 noticed that the battery icon completely disappeared. Luckily, that issue already has a simple fix available. As for the clock face bug, Samsung has responded quickly. On their official forum, they confirmed that an update is coming soon to solve the problem. They also said that they expect the update to be fully rolled out by early next week, which means users won't have to wait too long. This is all part of a bigger mess that's been surrounding the One UI 7 update. Samsung has already paused the rollout of the update for phones like the Galaxy S24, Z Fold 6, and Z Flip 6 because of more serious bugs, including problems with the lock screen and a possible issue with Samsung's secure folder. These smaller bugs, like the ones in Clockface and QuickStar, might not be as serious, but they still show that the One UI 7 rollout hasn't been as smooth as it should be, especially when you consider how many users rely on Good Lock to make their devices feel unique. The good news is that Samsung seems to be on top of it this time. They're not ignoring the problem, and instead, they're working on rolling out fixes through simple app updates instead of making users wait for another full system update. So, if you've been annoyed by a weird-looking clock on your always-on display, hang in there. A fix is just around the corner. Once the update for clock face rolls out, your clock should go back to normal, even if you're using a custom style. And if you're one of those users who noticed other bugs with Good Lock or One UI 7 in general, it's a good idea to keep checking for updates. Samsung is clearly pushing out fixes in stages, so your issue might be getting a solution soon too. Let's hope this is the last round of bugs tied to One UI 7. It's been a rocky launch, but at least we're seeing progress. If you want to keep getting updates like this, or if you're waiting for One UI 7 to hit your device, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Why did Samsung suddenly stop the One UI 7 update after finally releasing it? It looks like Galaxy users will have to wait a little longer. After months of delays, Samsung finally began rolling out the Android 15 base One UI 7 update for its flagship phones. But now, the company has officially paused the update for the Galaxy S24, Galaxy Z Fold 6, and Galaxy Z Flip 6, and that's left users confused and frustrated. Samsung confirmed the suspension in a statement to Android Authority. They didn't go into full detail, but they did say that a new release schedule will be announced soon. In other words, the update is on hold and no one knows exactly when it will start again. So, what went wrong? According to well-known tipster Ice Universe, the issue started with a bug that affected the lock screen. Some users reported that the lock screen looked completely messed up. It was either squished, stretched, or just broken to the point where it was almost impossible to use. And that's not something you can just ignore. If users can't even unlock their phones properly, the update clearly wasn't ready. The bug was first noticed on the Galaxy S24 series, but it could also be affecting other models like the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Galaxy Z Flip 6. And since all of them had just started receiving the update, Samsung likely decided to pull the plug for now before more users were affected. But that's only part of the story. Some users have reported other small bugs across the system. Plus, there are whispers about a possible security flaw in Samsung's Secure Folder, which is supposed to protect your private files and apps. That's still not confirmed, but even a hint of a security issue could be enough to delay the entire rollout. Samsung is staying pretty quiet about the full reason behind the pause. They've only said that they're updating the release plan to make sure users get the best experience possible. That sounds like PR speak for we're fixing a big mess behind the scenes. The strange part is how fast this all happened. Just days ago, Samsung had finally started sending out One UI 7 after months of delays. Galaxy S24 owners who had been waiting for a major upgrade were excited to finally get their hands on it. And then, just like that, it stopped. So what happens next? The update will return, that much is clear. Samsung is not canceling it, just putting it on hold. When that happens is still a mystery. It could be in a few days or maybe next week. Until then, users who didn't get the update yet will have to keep waiting. And even those who already installed it might need to update again when Samsung rolls out a fixed version. It's also unclear how this will affect other Galaxy models that were supposed to get the update soon. Phones like the Galaxy S23 series or older foldables might now have a delayed release schedule. We'll have to wait for Samsung's new rollout plan to be sure. This situation is just another example of how software updates aren't always smooth, even for a company as big as Samsung. Rushing to release something before it's fully tested can backfire quickly, especially when users start noticing bugs right away. Let's just hope Samsung sorts it out fast, because Galaxy users have been patient long enough. If you want to stay updated on Samsung's next moves and all the upcoming One UI updates, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.